we've got to think of this journey as, what happens is people think, oh my God, I don't want to wait 6 months to a year to get rid of this symptoms. No, you're not going to be stuck forever, indefinitely with these symptoms. That's not the situation. But you won't be able to release it fully right now. Even when you stop fighting and you get on with your life a bit more and you learn a few tools, it reduces quite a bit. But we're not always locked at 100%. We feel like that often, but like it waxes and wanes. It goes up and down as we go along the journey. So I want you to think about, with that journey, you're learning things, you're experiencing new things that are going to shape and empower your life. If I hadn't been through the OCD recovery journey, if I had never been through that, there is no way I would have these views of life that I have today. I had to go through that to have these views. Before, if I'd come and spoken on this Instagram Live 15, 20 years ago, that sort of time frame, I got OCD at 17. I was really bad at 17. Then I got sort of better for about a period of 6 to 9 months, around 18 to 19. Then I got really bad 21, 22, 23. So yeah, you're talking 15 odd years ago. If I'd come on there, it was very black and white thinking. It was very rigid. I have to get better. I have to have this all fixed and sorted. I need the answers now. I need to be on, if I did that, I'm rotten. I'm a terrible, horrendous person if I did ... I can't stand it if I get seen ... I can't stand it if I have this one symptom and health OCD and maybe I end up in hospital ill and dead or whatever. Everything was exaggerated to the absolute max, and I was very concerned with how people saw me, what people thought of me, and physical symptoms. Oh my God, my whole body's breaking down. What's happening to me? Oh, I'm treatment resistant. Oh, I'm the rarest case. And that was sort of compounded by lots of things I was seeing in the forums, because I would constantly be in these forums and they would be saying things like, I'd be looking and think, God, that guy's doing so much better than me. And like their symptoms are nowhere near as bad as mine. And like I was utterly convinced I was like the worst case of OCD on the planet. Now, don't get me wrong, my OCD journey was full of hurdles, Often you hear sort of on social media, a lot of you hear accounts sort of say like, oh yeah, I got over OCD, I left the thoughts there and I read this book and then off I went, sort of quite simplistically. And that was definitely not the case for me. But there's big difference between sort of mild and chronic OCD, huge. And that's what gets mistaken all the time. And it's like, that wouldn't work with me, because for me, I was absolutely convinced something was terrifying, that something was very, very frightening. And so I needed to expose to that to show my brain that it wasn't scary. I needed to really do that and get into seeing that. I needed to dispute those irrational beliefs and break down why they weren't terrifying, really face those, really get into those. And because I wasn't doing that at first, and I didn't even know that there was a path with that, of course, it felt completely overwhelming. It felt completely terrifying. And I'd look at these other more mild forms of OCD, and I was thinking, oh my God, like this is just so different. And then you get more and more hopeless, And then when you're going for help and they're sort of explaining to you, oh, like you've got to just leave thoughts there, change your reaction with the thoughts. And then I thought, God, that's working for the others and that's the only information I'm getting. So how the hell am I going to make any steps forward and progress? And that whole thing very quickly became a situation where I was just like literally all the time feeling hopeless. So I know I come on here now and I might talk about hope, motivation, going for it, all these things, but that's only come from a place of not having that. That's come from a place where I literally thought that I would never get better, where I thought I couldn't see recovery could happen. I thought it was like a curse. I thought that all the forums I went to, people, people were just saying, oh, you've got to learn to live with it, ride the ups and downs, you never recover. I was feeling completely hopeless with that. And so, for a long period of time, I thought I could sort of improve, but I didn't really see any path. And I didn't really see that life was going to really get better from this position. So, that the problem with that is when people see it today, they think, oh, Rob's sort of talking reasonably confidently on these topics here and that. I'm not. I don't understand that. Like, how can I ever get to that? I'm just trying to say these things don't come from come from just being luckily motivated to do it. It comes from the hard challenge that then creates that position to do that. It's like if you look at an athlete or you look at anyone and you think, God, look at their amazing genetics. So that didn't come from that. No humans sort of just at 8 years old, just wake up super confident, no hurdles, no problems. It comes from those challenges. Those challenges are what molded everything.